What's up, guys? It's your boy Josh Showtime. This is Showtime's Fight Phone, where we talk all things fights. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Got my boy Josh Valles here on the line, and we're here to talk boxing. Now, 2024 has just started, so I want to hear who are the fighters you are most looking forward to seeing in the year 2024.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have two fighters that are on my radar that I'm looking to have a big year in 2024. And I'm going to give you two. One's going to be a prospect, one's going to be a current champion right now. So the prospect that I'm going to give you is Troy Isley. Troy Isley is fighting from Alexandria, Virginia, so he's a DMV kid just like you and I. He's currently 11-0, and he's a middleweight prospect. Troy has an amazing amateur background, including competing in the Olympics for Team USA, made it all the way to the round of 16. So if you're in the USA boxing community or even around the world and big on boxing, you know exactly who Troy Isley is. But if you're that casual fan, make sure you tune in March 2nd. He's going to be on a big undercard fighting on ESPN. So he's definitely a fighter that I see taking a big leap this year, to where at the end of this year, because he's going to be busy, he'll have about 3 or 4 fights this year. You'll be looking at him like you do a Keyshawn Davis, a Bruce Carrington, a Richardson Hitchens, a guy that is on the cusp of being a real contender and fighting for a title in 2025. So Troy Isley from Alexandria, Virginia, look out for him. Again, fighting on ESPN March 2nd. My second fighter I'm going to go with is Oceanique Foster. He's a fighter out of Houston, 130 titleist. So why I like this fighter so much is because no one's talking about him, right? I just mentioned he's a world champion right now, WBC, and no one is really talking to him about him in the sense they would a Devin Haney or these other guys. But let me tell you a little bit something about Oceanique Foster. This guy's 19-2, which for a record sounds okay, but he really started off 10-2, had 2 back-to-back losses on Showbox, was able to rebuild his life after some personal issues transpired, and was able to string off about 9 to 8 straight wins, put himself back into title contention, won the title, and had a great title defense just late last year on DAZN against a very good game opponent in Eduardo Hernandez. So he fights February 16th against Abraham Nova, a big name in the sport, as you all know. His only loss was against gold medalist Robeisy Ramirez. So excited to see that fight there. Oceanique Foster, if he wins this fight, I think is in position to get a unification fight later on this year against another 130-pound titleist. So we'll see how he goes, but at the end of this year, I expect Oceanique Foster and Troy Isley to be 2 of the bigger names in the sport, and 2 fighters that you should have on your radar right now.
Okay, that's good. So as far as I go, I only got one fighter, and that is going to be Andy Cruz. All right. So if you don't know who Andy Cruz is, he is a 3-time. Am I right? Or is it? I know he's won it twice.
2-time Olympian.
2-time Olympic medalist. I believe gold medalist as well. He beat Keyshawn Davis, I believe, multiple times. I think he's he's actually beat him pretty handily in the Olympic circle, which we all know that doesn't mean anything. You know, Olympics and pros are completely different games. But yet still, he did beat him multiple times, and he's a very talented Cuban boxer. Now, here's the thing: a lot of people, didn't really expect him to go pro because I believe, more about boxing. You've been in boxing far longer than I have, but there's, I guess, a thing that happens with Cuban boxers where they don't necessarily turn pro. They normally just stick them into amateurs pretty much most of their careers or whatever nowadays. I don't really know the system and why that happens, but he was able to now become a professional. Already had 2 fights, and you could tell he was already getting in some of these guys' ears, because a lot of them, when he was fighting, was commenting on it, talking about some, oh yeah, he's not that good, he's trash, this guy, we outwork him. And I believe Keyshawn was definitely one of them, because he want that get back. But I'm looking forward to seeing him fight this year. I hope that he's a lot more busier this year than he was last year. He had 2 fights. Hoping he gets in there 3 to 4 times this year. And then next year he tries to fight Keyshawn Davis or fight one of these up-and-comers, because Andy is old. He's not, for the people who don't know, he's not one of these 19, 20-year-olds. I believe he's 30. So like the time is kind of like now for him, and I can kind of like fact check whether like how old he is, but I just know he's not. He's 28. So and he's turning 29 this year, so basically close to 30, which means he's gonna have to escalate. And he's had a long amateur background too, just like Lomachenko and a lot of these other guys. So he can be rushed into it. So I believe after getting a good 4 or 5 fights in, he should be ready for some big dogs. So fight the Keyshawn Davises of the world. No, I forgot to mention he's a lightweight, which is all we all know is a super stacked division. So he's got plenty of dogs he can fight within that division as well. So that's the fighter I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to see him. He's been talking, he's been chirping too on social media. So I hope that's a fight or a big fight that happens next year for him.
Yeah, to your point, like you just mentioned, Andy Cruz, crazy amateur background. I do anticipate him taking the Lomachenko route, getting these fights sooner than later. So great choice there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, like I said, if you don't know who these guys are, you can always YouTube them, Google them, and things like that. We brought up some very, like, under the radar names. We could obviously say who we're looking forward to. Oh, Crawford. Like, that's the easy names. But at the end of the day, as fight fans, it's always good to see the up and comers because it's fun to see the rise and possibly the fall. Like, I remember before Adrian Bronner came in, before he was like, before he fought Madonna or whatever, like when he was at 134, I mean, not 134, when he was at 140, he was just decimating everybody. Like, I was like, this dude's going to be the next Floyd, and boy, was I wrong. Like, but that's what makes it fun. And he's put on exciting fights, well, when I was actually excited for him, then the Madonna fight happened and, all hell broke loose. And then Shakur, everybody was excited to see him come out. Now people hate him. I don't know why everybody hates greatness so much and so often. But, I get that he's not the most exciting fighter, depending on the fight that he's in. But talent, I like to watch talent. So, but like I said, Andy Cruz, he's not gonna really knock these top guys out. But he's such a good boxer. I can't wait to see him. Definitely gonna look for the DMV, man. Look, you already know. People don't know. DMV, we starting to breed them, man. Like, we got some boxers out there.
Yeah, absolutely. You have the Alexandria Boxing Club right there in the city of Alexandria, where Troy Isley, Kay Karama, Shakur Stevenson stem from, and then you have Headbangers Gym in Washington, D.C. that has plenty of talent with Coach Bug. So don't sleep on the DMV. We got hoopers, we got boxers.
Yeah, and we got football players. Look, we got comedians. Whatever you need is always in the DMV, brother. It don't really matter. We got it all. we got everybody. But as always, man, hey, look, we want to hear who you guys are looking forward to. It might be some guys we haven't heard that might be in the amateurs or just turned pro or anything like that. Leave it in the comments. Let us know who y'all are looking forward to the most in year 2024. It's expecting to be a crazy year, and I cannot wait for it to start up. So as always, man, thank you guys for watching. You can follow me at Josh. You can follow me at Papa Showtime, Josh Showtime, whichever media you find me at. Josh, you can go ahead and plug yourself as well.
Sure. Follow me at firstclass_Valles on Instagram. Feel free to follow me on X at #1STClassValles. So yeah, happy to interact with anyone. Always down for sports debates.
And like I said, man, look, we are going to have more guests, and we're going to have Josh on here as well, especially when we get closer to some of these fights. I know next week we have Teofimo Lopez. He's fighting Jermaine Ortiz, and I cannot wait for this fight. This fight's going to be crazy as well. And, we're going to bring in Josh. We're going to talk about it. And, we'll see. We'll see who's right. Honestly, this is what I want to do, Josh. You can tell me if you're going to be down or not. I did this in MMA. We could do this for boxing, where we have these, we have a full year slate, pay-per-views. All right. We can have our predictions. We can have our fight predictions. And at the end, we can see who's right. We can do a wager. It don't have to be money because I don't really bet. But we can have some kind of wager where somebody has to either do something, we can change profile, we can make a video saying such and such is the GOAT when it comes to analysts. It don't matter. We can do it. It's up to you if you ballsy enough.
I challenge accepted.
All right, bet. That's cool with me. We'll air handshake on it.
Yeah.
I bet. Hey, look, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to go ahead, we're going to figure it out. But I'm very confident in myself and what I believe in. So we'll talk to the stipulations outside of this. And we'll be back. So everybody, as always, man, stay blessed.